are back. And
We are back.
Episode 177 of the Metal Roundtable. I am Metal Rob, and with me, as always, is the great
Carcass John, and we have a canine with us today.
Hey, will you put your head right up in the corner of the screen so I can boop it? Other way.
There it is.
Awesome.
That's what we've been reduced to today.
That's right. Well, we've got some explaining to do.
Uh-oh.
So
we have a special guest. This is Duncan, who snuck in my room before I could close the door.
And of course, the great Scooter Waters is always with us. And I hope he doesn't mind that I call him Scooter, because anybody I know that's called Scott is Scooter, except that I was too intimidated to call Scooter Shelby that to his face.
How about Scooter Gorham?
He would pile drive me into oblivion.
How about Scott Gorham?
I would have called him Scooter Gorham, I think. All right. So
did you get to meet him one time?
Yeah, sure did. Yep. At a Black Star Riders show. He was super, super nice. I know we say that about a lot of people, but I've had overwhelmingly good experiences meeting people like that. So it's been he was really nice. Met Ricky Warwick. He was really cool. Bass player Marco Mendoza was really nice.
Oh yeah, I met Marco once. He was nice.
Jimmy, the drummer,
Jimmy DeGrassi
seemed a little quiet. He was nice, but I think he's more of a quiet guy. At least that was my impression. And then Damon Johnson was nice, but I was with people that knew Damon, so that was easy. But yeah, that was a few years. I got that memory on my Facebook page today from 4 years ago, I think it was. But
time flies.
What's up, everybody? Tony Clem is here. AZ Mick is here. Repo is here. So here's what happened today. Here's the reason why we have a mystery episode. So as we tease ahead, we were supposed to have Todd Pack from Iron Jaw today, but as it goes, we're laid back. It's like if one of your buddies can't make it to the outing at the club, it's no big deal. It's all good. So we'll see Todd Pack in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully we'll get scheduled with him. We had a little miscommunication on time, so that is our bad, but he was super nice, and I messaged him and just said, "Hey man, we'll connect with you later." And so he was cool about it. And you know how our show goes. We're not super formal around here. So
what do you mean? I thought we had an agenda and a producer and production and
it's right. But
sponsors, we have sponsors.
We got sponsors.
We do. And I've got stuff to work out there too with the show open.
Who's our sponsor? We should probably tell people.
MediaTek.
If you
are interested in a career in AV media, sound engineering, video production, mediatek.edu with campuses in Dallas and Houston.
And speaking of which,
and I've got a video that I'm supposed to show in the open, and the file's too big, and so I can't add it to the open yet. I'll figure that out.
You'll figure it out.
What's up, Damien?
Speaking of MediaTek, I corresponded with Tex Duncan from Creeper, and he says the album's coming along. They're going to take it slow and easy to make it as good as it can ever be. And said the drums are just about finished. They're working on vocals and guitars soon. And man, I'm actually kind of tripping out about how excited I am for this record.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I messaged with Sterling a week or so ago, and he's going to hit me up when they start doing guitar tracks and editing and stuff, and I'm going to go hang out. So that'll be cool. I'll be interested to see what they do when they start getting toward the end, But so let's run through some shout outs for you guys that are just joining us. We've got a little bit of a scatter shooting episode today. We were not able to connect with Todd Pack. No problem. We just had a little miscommunication on time. So we'll get him on soon. But in the meantime, go check out Iron Jaw on Facebook, on Bandcamp. Very easy to find. They've got a brand new video that came out Friday called The Order of the Golden Dawn. It's really good. I watched it again right before the show. What's up, Frazier? Watched it again right before the show, and it is produced by Todd Pack. So when we get him on, we're going to talk all things Order of the Golden Dawn and new Iron Jaw music and videos, and it'll be awesome. So, you want to do a round of shout outs real quick?
I got some.
All right.
Are we going to go through? Are we going to go through mail day? Or are we just going to shout out first?
Let's just do the whole. Let's just do whatever. So
okay. Well, here's the deal. First shout out. That's what I was texting. Sorry for the production value there, but shout out to Kira Dickinson. It's their birthday today, and I won't say how old they are because that wouldn't be right. But they are one of my favorite human beings, and we're going to Texas Roadhouse. That sounds like a wild time, and I'm sure it will be. So
nice
shout out to them for that. And man, did I ever have a huge mail day. I got this in the mail from direct from RTC AB Rob Colwell's records and tapes from his garage. And but that's not the coolest thing. Now that's pretty cool.
It's pretty damn cool.
But it's not the coolest thing.
I'll be the judge of that.
So you're looking at this shirt, a Devastation long sleeve.
Yep.
And this came with a special package.
Damn, son.
This is the Devastation Violent Demonstration box set. And of course, you know me, I went hog wild and bought the 3 tapes in a slipcase. And of course, I bought the CD so it would be a little more portable. And of course, it came with a t-shirt and vinyl. And mine just happens to be red splatter.
Very nice.
I don't know if any of these are left. I know they were going hot and heavy, going pretty fast. There's the blood-stained vinyl, as we have all are always in the want for. But anyway, shout out to whoever put this out because man, it is amazing. And I ordered this thing. Man, I ordered this. This is Redefining Darkness. Put that out. Man, that is a killer package. But I think I ordered it 3 or 4 months ago, and it just arrived out of the clear blue. I was having kind of a crappy day, and then all of a sudden, there we go. Life was devastating, which was great. So, anyway,
awesome. I'm looking to see if I can see anything about where to get it.
Oh, and I got
it is available from redefiningdarkness.amerch.us.
Yep.
Now, if it's sold out, that I don't know yet, but I'm looking into it right now. So give me a few and I'll put the link up if it's good.
Okay. Right. And then one last thing, and I noticed we have a guy named Repo. Okay. Yes. I had my mind blown. I'm not into musicals that much, but in the last couple of weeks, because we've had some downtime because the Queen is kind of resting a little bit because of some health reasons. But so we've been watching some musicals, and I saw one that was so mind-blowing that I highly recommend it. It's called Repo, the Genetic Opera, and it is mind-blowing. So it's got some killer music. It's got some interesting cameos by rock stars and some other things. And so, hey, and there she is. Speaking of the Metal Queen, there she is. Hey, yes, of course. I have my own copy now.
Aren't we supposed to blow her a kiss or something? That way?
Oh, yeah. I'll blow her a kiss. You got, hey, whoa. I'll blow her a kiss.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw you that one time. I don't need to see that again.
Yes. But anyway.
Behind closed doors. Chief.
So if you get a little bored or whatever, and you feel like just having your mind scalded with just visual wildness and music, Repo, the Genetic Opera, highly recommended. If I were Rotten Tomatoes, I would rate it 98 Rotten Tomatoes splashed all over the driveway. And that's all I have. Just that.
Cool.
Happy birthday, Keeks.
I think Scott's got a bunch that he wants to talk about. So let me throw one out real quick. It's kind of a mail day meets shout out. I want to shout out Ed Aborn and the guys in Siren. Ed and I messaged a couple of times when the documentary came out. If you haven't seen the documentary on Netflix, it's called I'm Too Old for This Shit. And it's about them coming back together after some of the members were estranged for 30 plus years. And they got back together, and it's talks about their trip over to the Keep It True Festival in Germany. So I watched it for the second time this week. And I went and bought the new album because it dawned on me that I didn't have the new CD. And in fine Siren and Ed fashion, I got the CD. I got an autographed card. I got a sticker. But honestly, my favorite part of the whole thing, because I haven't even listened to the CD yet. I ripped it because I'm going to play it on the show on Friday, a song off of it. But my favorite part is Ed always sends a nice note and stuff. And so I think that's pretty cool. So if you haven't checked out Siren, man, it's very traditional heavy metal. Scott can tell you more about it. But I just fell in love with the dudes in the band and the music and the whole bit whenever I saw the documentary. The documentary is so freaking fun and just lovable, man. It's funny. It's heartfelt. It's just awesome. I could watch it again tonight and be entertained all over again. I'm Too Old for This Shit on Netflix. It's free.
Oh, I just have to interject one comment. Repo commented on Repo, the Genetic Opera, and and that's kind of a funny statement, especially when people start singing without intestines. And yes, it happens. But anyway.
No baloney and Zaloni is here. Tim Eaton is here. Thanks, guys, for being here. We appreciate all of you.
What you got, Scott?
What say you?
Well,
oh no, he's spinning in the chair. That means he's got stuff stacked all over the room.
I do have stuff stacked all over the room. So, kind of this is new in. The Mainline Riders on vinyl and CD. I got the CD somewhere sitting here too. I don't know where it's at, but this is your AC/DC worship, not unlike, say, Dirty Looks, Rhino Bucket, that kind of sound going on here. But the guitar player in this band, that's actually Cliffy Huntington from the Huntingtons there. So anyhow, this just came out on vinyl, so I snagged a copy. I love that style of music, that kind of sleazy, 80s style of heavy metal hard rock. But then this also just came out, which Rob and I both worked on.
Oh yeah.
This is the Gwar side project X Cops. And from what I'm told, these things are flying off the shelf.
Yeah, you better hurry.
Is Casey in that? Is Casey in that band?
Yep.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
Casey.
I couldn't tell you who's actually in the band because the names are all made up.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure Casey's in it.
But but that name sounds familiar. Like I'm pretty sure I read that. Yeah.
I'm 99% sure.
Okay. So you've got ex-sheriff Tub Tucker, ex-sergeant Al DiPanazia, ex-lieutenant Louis Scarpanetti. It's all kinds of stuff. Ex-patrolman Cobb Knobler, ex-cadet Billy Clubb, ex-mountain bike officer, ex-sergeant Zapinski, ex-detective Phyllis McCravis.
Of course, I've heard of all those ex-cops.
Yeah, it's very raunchy, tongue-in-cheek. It's pretty funny, but it's very good.
I mean, you think it's like a very anti-cop thing, but I don't really think it is an anti-cop thing. I mean, I think it's making fun of the cops and stuff, but I don't think it's like, we hate the cops kind of thing. I think it's just tongue-in-cheek kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, it's just goofy fun, like Gwar.
But it is going to be. If you're easily offended, don't pick it up. It's pretty raw. But if you're not easily offended and find humor in that kind of stuff, then that's what it's all about right there.
Well, based on my friends that are cops, if you don't have a sense of humor, then you're not going to succeed as a cop.
Well, and when Matt brought that to us, because sometimes we see the list of things that he might do, I was really happy that that was on the list. I was like, dude, I really think there's something here. So I'm very happy and very relieved that it's selling as well as it is, because sometimes he takes our suggestions, and we don't know if they're going to go well or not. And fortunately, they've gone well for the most part. And this one, yeah, this is no hype. It really is selling quickly. So if you want one, you probably should grab one over at boonsoverstock.com. I know we sound like a commercial, but we did get to work on it, and it came out pretty cool. And Scott's artwork is just awesome as always. Smooch.
But yeah, I mean, I've got a ton of stuff we can show if we want to start showing new stuff, but
do it, man.
That was what I was going to shout out. Well, we were going to talk Record Store Day. What do y'all think of Record Store Day? I mean, I've seen tons of videos that I see people slamming it as just a ripoff and stupid, and then I don't want to waste my time with it. And I like to relax and go to the record store, but I also see the other side of the coin, and the records are expensive on Record Store Day. Record Store Day keeps these brick and mortar stores in business. When I was out in California a couple weeks ago, I actually spoke to the owners of 3 different stores, and all 3 of them were like, Record Store Day is what keeps our door open. They were like, we make enough money in record store days to keep us open, the 2 record store days to keep us open all year, because otherwise we couldn't keep our doors open. So
yeah.
I thought, and that's not the first time I've heard that. So, and I kind of think if you don't like it, don't go.
Yeah, I've been to several, and some of them were a cattle call, and some of them were. It kind of depends on where you go. I think I would rather support the the small little hole in the wall store, like here we have Panther City. They had a huge crowd there. St. Marie Records, they had a huge crowd at their little store. And to your point, I think that draws attention to their, they're not a big beast like Tower Records or Walmart or even Amoeba for that matter. But I don't know, man. If they had more interest, to me, there's just not that much. I don't need another reissue of Bob Dylan or, okay, so Van Halen Live came out on red vinyl. Is that worth my standing in line for 3 hours and $70 of my money? Or
it is if you're a big Van Halen fan.
Sure.
But that's the whole beauty of it, I think, is what I like about it is, well, first of all, let me give you my positioning statement. I had a huge record collection until a couple years ago, and I'm down to about 150 or 200 records. I'm a CD guy, and I couldn't do both. I decided to go with CDs, and then I've got some tapes. But I couldn't maintain the big, huge record collection. So I sold a bunch of it off, and plus it was like sitting on Apple stock. So I sold a bunch of it. But the fact that I don't run out and collect all that stuff anymore doesn't stop my enthusiasm for the fact that teenagers are camping out to go into a record store. That's awesome. And the people that have got the money to pay the prices, they're enthusiastic about getting up. They're enthusiastic about sitting out there all night. They're enthusiastic about getting in there and buying those hard to find things. And so I think it's all a bonus for record stores, the music business. It keeps Scott and I paid, to some extent. I mean,
to your point, that's why I don't pashad or disparage it too much. I just wish they had more things that were more in line with what I like, I guess.
Right. And I hopped in on that Metallica cassette, the No Life Till Metal or No Life Till Leather thing a few years back, and I've jumped on a few things, but there were even days that I went with my buddies Robin and Danny, and we would go out to the shops and I wouldn't buy anything, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm hanging out. I'm going to the record store." And there were some times that I went and didn't even buy a record store day release, but I bought something from the shop. And so, man, I think anything you can do to get eyeballs and foot traffic in those places is great. But just like anything else, I haven't been to. I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan, huge since I was a little bitty boy, but I've never been to the new stadium to see a game. Why? Because I don't want to spend the money. I still love the Cowboys, but I choose not to spend the money. So I think, if you want to spend the cash, killer, man, more power to you. And if you don't, it's all good. But
and I don't know why they're so expensive. I guess because they can charge that amount. I mean, the last time I went to an actual record store day thing and stood in line and got it. In fact, where I went was Forever Young, and it was huge. There might have been 200 people in there, and we all got tickets. Yeah. And when they would have a release, sometimes they only had 1 or 2 copies, and there might be 15 guys in there looking for that, or guys or gals looking for that particular release. And I got lucky because I got an Ozric Tentacles single that I couldn't find anywhere else, but they had 1 copy, and that's the only reason I went to that store. That's not. I wouldn't have normally stood in line, but I thought, hey, I'll take the chance, whatever. And I ended up seeing people I hadn't seen in a long time, and they drew my number, so I got the. Right. And so it was fun, and it didn't really cost me that much. I mean, it was $20 for 2 songs, but.
Robert and I got a little bit of insight into Record Store Day this year due to we had 3 records that we worked on that made it to Record Store Day, so I learned a little bit about some of this stuff, and then I learned a little bit about it from some of the record stores as well. They basically order what they want, but they don't always get everything they want, because you were saying, they have 1 or 2 copies, which is the case. Like in the case of Macho Man Randy Savage, the rap album that came out on Record Store Day, not my thing, but it was a huge want for people. It was the second biggest want of the whole thing, with that pop singer, what's her name?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift being number 1, but they printed thousands and thousands and thousands of Taylor Swift, so I'm sure almost everybody got one. But with like the Macho Man album, they kind of had to guess. All right, well, we think there's going to be this much interest in it. We're going to press, and they said we want 1,000 copies, so they pressed 1,000 copies. Well, come to find out, 10 times that amount of people of record stores put in 10 times that amount of orders for it, but there's only 1,000 copies to go around. So,
well, I know some of those record stores that like they'll ask for 10 or 15 copies. And if they only get 2 or 3, then they almost feel lucky. I know you mentioned something about that one store out in California.
There it is.
That requested a bunch of copies and got 1 or 2. But that Eric Carr thing. So what were you looking for? I know wasn't there a Ted Nugent thing that you were looking for?
Yeah, I can say I actually did. I didn't go to any record stores. I was on the phone with friends who were actually there. They were like, "You need this?" "Yes, please." And unfortunately, a couple people ended up getting 2, so I had to buy 2. But I can't, make my friends buy stuff, I'm not paying for it. So, but in any case, the Macho Man one. That's from what I understand this year in Record Store Day, they did something a little different. In the past, the bigger stores would order like 50 copies of something, and they would get 3 or 4 copies of it. And then the smaller stores who ordered 5 or 1 or 2 or 5 copies of it would get none. Whereas this year, the small stores everybody got 1. So since there was only 1,000 Macho Man records and there was at least 1,000 stores, all the stores who ordered 1 got 1, which I think is a more fair way to do it than the bigger stores getting it and the smaller stores not.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, so I feel fortunate to have this because the prices on eBay are out of control already. And also, this one's sold out.
That one's out of control too.
Yeah, it sold out as well. And so I was just stoked to be 1% a part of that. But to your point earlier, John, the reason they can charge what they charge is just simple supply and demand. I mean, if people are willing to pay it, they can charge whatever. And I've seen, what is this going? This one for sure is going anywhere between, I've seen it between $150 and $300 sold, not listed, sold on eBay. And every one you see listed in completed items is sold. Every
the other one that we worked on.
Well, what was the isn't there some sort of protocol for a store to join in on the network of Record Store Day? Because I know that like Josie Records and the guys out at Gray Whale in Utah, they have some sort of collaboration, and I'm not sure if they're the ones that kind of started that whole thing, but there's some connection there. But do you know anything about actually having to?
I don't. Well, I want to say two things. I want to answer what Fraser said, and also
I was going to talk about that too before I showed some of the stuff I actually got. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I honestly don't know, John. I know you sign up to do it. I know you have to abide by certain guidelines. Like you can't put it on sale before record store day.
Right.
You can't go above their price. You can't like hold it, and wait and put it up on eBay later. There's certain rules. You can't put it on pre-sale.
And they're strict about those rules.
Sure.
They are very strict about those rules. And they said they're very strict about those rules.
I know that, but Fraser, what I would say about this is I hear people all the time, because I want to tell y'all, one of the things that I do as a side hustle is buy and sell collections. I buy and sell records, tapes, CDs. I've bought lots and lots of stuff from John. I've gotten stuff from Scott. I've gotten stuff from friends, relatives. People have contacted me out of the blue to buy collections. So for my shop, I resell that stuff. I buy it for this price, I charge this price, and I make a profit. So when people get irritated at the flippers, man, I guess I understand that, but it's the same thing as scalping tickets. People are willing to pay what they're willing to pay. And if I go get a couple of copies of something, I can't tell you I wouldn't keep one and put one on eBay. And I can't tell you that I've never done that. But the other thing that I try to remind people of too is it's okay if you don't like flippers. That's fine. But also, McDonald's flipped you that hamburger you bought. Walmart flipped you that can of beans you bought. They sold it at a profit. And
you think that Diet Coke you bought at McDonald's actually cost $2.35? I can guarantee you it cost them a lot less than that. So they're making a profit too.
But I totally get it. I totally get that though, because it irritates me as well that people, because there's people you stand in line for hours and hours, and then these people go in and buy 10 copies of something, and you go in to buy it, and you're like, and you wanted to buy it not to sell it, you wanted to buy it because you wanted to own it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of record store day stuff in the past that I've wanted and I still want and will never get, because to this day they're selling for over $100 and $200. I'm just not paying that much for a record.
Yeah,
so
and I totally understand your point as well. Absolutely understand your point, because it does suck that they're taking it out of the hands of somebody that really wanted it. But
aren't there limits of how much you can buy though?
Yeah,
like you can't go in there and buy all the Macho Man records, can you?
No, you can't. But I think you can buy more than one.
Oh.
I don't remember. I don't know if there's a total amount, and maybe after the I don't remember. I don't know for a fact. I'd be guessing.
I saw,
but
the stuff that I saw, even the Taylor Swift, I saw posts where the stores were saying, "Hey, when you get here, it's limited to one per person."
But it doesn't matter. Even still, you bring take your wife, take your kid, take everybody else, and each have them all stand in line and buy one. And I know that happens. So
right, but that's why I think it's cool that they do the lottery. They get people in line first. I don't know. I totally understand both sides, but it's just, I think it's a good, not an argument. I don't think it's an argument. It's a good discussion, because I think
that, and see, the thing about record collecting or music in general is that it's just, music is passion, whether it's the collecting aspect of it, or whether it's just a pure love of music. And some of that stuff is, especially when it's super hard to find. I initially looked at Record Store Day as a way that someone was putting out something that was unavailable, that there was a desire for it, and they put out this, and I thought that's the coolest thing ever. I can't wait to go down there and check it out. And then it seemed like it steered away from that, and then we just kept getting these reissues after reissues after reissues. But to your point, that's what's kept you in business, because you had three ponies in the race, know.
And also Record Store Day got bigger alongside the fact that record collecting got bigger. There are record stores everywhere now in every city you can find a record store almost, or at least in every area. And that wasn't the case 10 years ago. So as Record Store Day has grown, I think the number of releases and the number of copies have grown. But with the fact of the Macho Man record, none of us had any idea. We didn't know, he didn't know if he could sell 1,000, much less 12,000 or whatever. So,
Yeah.
and
there was
Fraser, you said earlier they should do a CD store day. They do a cassette store day, I think, or at least they did once or twice. But they do have stuff that comes out on CD and cassette at every record store day. The Aerosmith came out on cassette last year. I've bought
cassette
CD
and CD. You could get it on all formats.
Yeah, so they do it.
Well,
and that's true. That's true. But in my Repo, you're right. Absolutely agreed 100%. In my experience, I haven't seen where somebody was able to do that. They would limit it to one. Like when I got that Metallica tape, they would only let me have one, and so I got one.
Yeah.
Well,
get back in line.
I did pick up a few things thanks to some friends, but Death. Actually,
oh wow!
This is the Fate album, or the best of. I'll take it. I have it's the packaging is beautiful. I mean, you can see the Death logo and everything
embossed.
Is done with a. It's not only embossed, but it's red.
Like red
what
leaf.
What do you call that? Yeah, I keep wanting to call it gold. It's red foil stamp. But yeah, then it's on an uncoated stock. The vinyl is
They're like blue or purple or something. Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really nice, and the sonics are way improved over the original.
Who did the remaster on that?
It doesn't. Yes, it does.
That was
remastered by Brad Boatwright at Audio Sage.
Because that was a Morris. That was a Morris sound thing, wasn't it? Was that a Scott Burns and a originally?
Well, this is like the best of the first 3 albums. So this is all their early material, but I don't know. But regardless, anyhow, this is one that I wanted, but you can this one was not that expensive. I mean, it was $27, I think, or $26.99, $27.99, somewhere in that area. Of course, now if you want one, you have to go on eBay, but the price isn't up there at the crazy price of some of the other ones. It's it's like $50.
Francisco, ouch.
Hey, you guys need to check out his show, man. Jamming Out All Badass. We had the dudes from ETD on several weeks ago, and it was a great episode. So if you want to check out another show on YouTube, go check out Jamming Out All Badass
and start with Francisco, because I'm telling you,
they're great.
The deep dive, the rabbit hole you'll go down with Houston music is incredible. I mean, the connection of I mean, I could just start naming bands and all these people. It's like the Kevin Bacon's, 6 degrees of whatever connection or whatever.
Yes,
it's insane down there.
That was a fun show, man. That was great to have those dudes on.
Yep.
Of course.
Oh, you got one.
Kiss Fanatic. I got lucky that I got one. So my buddy Bill, he's very good friends with the guy who owns the shop, and he went to and it's a smaller shop. So he went there and he had 2 copies. So he was able to buy one for me, and then his wife bought one as well. So he got one and I got one both. So I haven't. It's double album. It is not a gatefold, which is a little disappointing. Not that I can tell. I haven't even opened it yet. It just came in the mail the other day. So, but it's got a poster in it.
I'm a little shocked they didn't use the official Kiss logo. I guess there's whatever. Did you see on the front there?
Yeah. It just says Rockology on there instead of.
Yeah, but the Kiss, the actual Kiss logo, I'm looking at it. I'm like, I wonder what the deal is.
Power forever.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Must be a licensing.
But it does have the poster. It looks like this is the same guy. The guy who painted this is the same guy who painted the 4
Right.
Kiss solo albums, and then the poster looks just like the ones from the original solo albums. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I had this for years on CD, and there actually was a CD version released on Record Store Day as well, but only 500 copies pressed. So those are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
I don't have any idea what these are selling for, but double album $40. That's what this one was selling for.
I wanted the CD on that, but then I found out they only made 500, and so
yeah, they
Good
disappeared
luck.
quickly.
yeah, that's going to be
Yeah.
impossible to get. Tim says, back to the earlier topic, the Devastation box set is still available at Redefining Darkness.
Yeah, I put the link up on our this site for people.
And Scott did get the Macho Man record. I guarantee it, because we get a copy of everything we work on.
Okay.
Yes, I do have the Macho Man record.
So we
I
have.
had to get this. This is one I want. This is probably the one I wanted the most because I'm a fanatic of this particular band or guitar player. But this is Ted Nugent, and
Those are demos?
these are pre-production mixes, demos, rough mixes. Ted Nugent singing guide vocals, that kind of thing. Apparently, when he cleared out his studio in Michigan, that's what that is, right? He found gobs and gobs of tapes that they converted, and so this is the first in a series of these that will be released. Yeah. So
I'd love to know what it sounds like.
the sound quality is good, really good actually. But I'll just tell you what the listing is. So we got Free for All. It's a different version with Ted's vocals are completely different because he's just doing his guide vocals. Dog Eat Dog, early mix. Again, doesn't sound anything like the mix on the final. Running on the Wall, it's instrumental version of it. There's no vocals on it. Turn It Up, again, this is Ted doing his guide vocals, so it's not his actual vocals on there. Street Rats, you got Derek St. Holmes singing on it, together with Cliff, the drummer, on vocals, which obviously he didn't sing on the final version. Meatloaf did. Light My Way, an early version. Hammer Down, and a different version of it that's instrumental. I Love You So Much I Told You a Lie, another instrumental version of that. And then it's got a version of Free for All live in '77 on here from some theater on there. I can't read it. Let's see here. Pine Knob Music Theater, 6/8/77. So
that's Wisconsin or Michigan, isn't it? Pine Knob?
Probably. I have no idea. It doesn't say. But anyhow, I thought this one was a little pricey though for a single album with demo with bonus tracks on it, demo tracks basically on it. But this one was $40 by itself.
Hey, this is going to be the most random thing I've ever done in the middle of a show, I think. But
you have to fart.
You're not going to the bathroom, are you?
No. no. It's not anything like that. Hey, do you guys care? Because I think it'll be funny to just do it in the middle of the show. But do you care if I try to run a sponsor video? Because I just saw how to do it.
Okay.
Why not? Come on. All right, let me see what happens here. So I hit the present tab, and let's see what happens.
I'd say here the advantage is the teachers. The advantage is that they work in this industry every day. And they have been for 30, 40 years, some of them. I myself have been doing this for over 30 years. And I think that's the advantage. We know how to teach people how to do things, and better than most, if you're just a teacher and not in this industry, I think that's the immediate advantage is just the personnel we have here, period. They're veterans.
Sweet.
There you go.
That's pretty cool. And it's funny that since we've both, you and I have both been there, that we recognize those areas. But yeah, they got teachers, but man, dude, they've got equipment. I mean,
dude, that was
in fact
old SSL console that he was sitting in front of.
In fact, you remember, I don't know. Well, you weren't there Saturday, but Jimmy plugged in.
Shit. Sorry.
Oh, Robbie's got a new little toy.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
I'll have to take that away from you in church. But no more goldfish for you. But yeah, Jimmy plugged in and started to play, blew his amp, and Carrie's just like, hang on, just a minute. He just went over and grabbed some state-of-the-art piece of equipment. He just plugged in and off they went. They didn't even miss a beat.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
Thanks for letting me do that. Well, now I know I can run videos. So
yeah, that's
sorry
killer.
about I interrupted your flow.
That's right. I only got 2 more to go, and then I didn't. The 2 I didn't. The one I didn't get, but this is the Dio live in Fresno, 1983. Really nice set, gatefold, great layout, great photos on the inside. This thing is a really nice package if you're a Dio fanatic.
Turn that around again. It almost looks like Kiss Destroyer. Almost has that same vibe.
Yeah, I don't know who the artist is, but it's really well done. The whole thing is well done. The sound quality is good. I was kind of expecting, crappy bootleg, but it's actually very well done. So anyhow, 1983. I'm assuming some kind of radio broadcast, something like that. But live in Fresno, 83 Dio, and then this is volume 4 in this, and I'm another fanatic. This is another band I'm just a fanatic of. So the Motorhead.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I gotta have anything Motorhead. I usually jump on as quick as I can because it disappears just as quickly.
Cool the other day.
But this is Christmas Metal Meeting '84, live in Heilbronn.
What?
Oh, nice.
Buddy of mine found this sealed at a garage sale.
Nice.
Yeah.
All the singles.
Oh, dude, that's killer.
Awesome.
I know.
Hey,
live in Heilbronn.
This one was this is double album set, and this one was very expensive if you ask me. $50, $47.99.
Yeah, but find it.
Right. So anyhow, that's what I should say. That's not what I picked up. That's just what other people picked up for me. The 2 that I didn't get that I wanted, the biggest one that I really wanted was not released in the United States. It was only released in Europe for Record Store Day, but it was Live and Dangerous at Hammersmith, 1976 Thin Lizzy.
Oh.
And then the other one I wouldn't have minded having was the UFO, but for the price and the fact that it was basically a greatest hits album, I just couldn't see spending the money on it. So, I mean, I wanted it more as a collector than anything else. But anyhow, so there's some cool stuff if you're really, if you're really looking for it. It just depends what you want. What your styles are. I'm a Nugent fanatic, so that's that was the first one I wanted.
Right.
Francisco says flip the Motorhead singles to Frazier for 5 times the retail price.
I will. I'll flip it to
In any
you. Want to see? Do you want to look at some of the stuff that I've gotten recently?
Bring it on.
Hang on. Let's see what I've got here. I don't remember what, if any,
got
I
this.
showed.
Oh, I don't want to leave Scott. I don't want to leave Scott out of the mail run, but I got a nice little package from parcel from you that has the mini ear in it, and it has the artisan. What is that? Artisan
and tester,
and then of course some killer comps.
Yep.
I'm always down for some killer comps, so appreciate that. Thank you. And I did fix the one Aerosmith tape, and I recorded over, and I'll get this thing back to you.
Cool. Yeah, that Ancestor is on Cacophonous Records, so it's kind of hard to find.
So I'll
need 2 copies of it.
I'll go through this stack very, very, very quickly, but this is just some miscellaneous stuff. I found these in a collection.
Nice.
Oh, those are cool.
Super
Originals.
To find those on CD.
Walmart just released those on vinyl, by the way.
What?
Yes, I'm not kidding you. Go to your local Walmart, and I guarantee you will find Samson on colored vinyl. I am not joking. This is not idiocracy. No, we are living in idiocracy.
And see, now I'm distracted.
Sorry to throw you a curveball. You were looking fastball.
Yeah, Walmart put that out. I found this. I'd never heard of this, but I try to cull stuff that I think is, glam metal, hair metal, 80s metal, whatever you want to call it, melodic hard rock. I like this when it made the cut, so I kept it. It was really good. From the Grave. This is a band from Sherman, Denison, Texas.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool stuff. What did they call it? psychedelic stoner rock, and that's a pretty good description of it. I like it. I talked about it on the show. Oh shit! How did that get in there? Another AOR, super melodic, you know. But I didn't know this was even out, and I'll see if you guys know what this is all about.
Razor
Yeah,
White.
I've seen a bunch of people online going on all gaga over those reissues.
Okay, do you know what the connection is, Carcass, to North Texas? Philip H. Anselmo was in this band.
Oh, okay.
Now,
All
I
right.
don't believe that he sings on either one of these. I don't know that he recorded anything with them, but there's a picture of him in there, and they mentioned that he was in the band. Pick that up out of a collection.
Oh, that's a killer record.
Pick that up out of a collection. Oh, I love this. Do you guys know how I love my hair metal? This is a brand new band called Red Line Drive. They're from somewhere around here, Arlington. I don't know, somewhere in the DFW area. Dude, this is total throwback, kick, slaughter, modern production. Man, I really, really like this one a lot. They opened for Low Side. And tell me if either one of you boys know anything about this, because I know jack shit about it. Wizard Knights of Metal? Any idea?
Are they from Phoenix?
It's an EP that came out on Paris, and there's not, and it's so good. San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if they did anything else, but it gives a brief.
I
Mixed
swore
by
I've seen that
Phil
on vinyl.
What's that?
I'm almost positive I've seen that on vinyl before.
Man, and this was another one.
That's an expensive record. My goodness.
I pulled this out of a collection because I was like, well, duh, I'm going to listen to this. And I freaking love it, man.
Is it an Iron Raiden?
Before you move on from that Wizard, take a guess at the selling price, and I'm not the listing price, the selling price of that Wizard EP on vinyl.
$3.99.
Take a guess, Carcass.
$500.
$1,200.
How about what does the CD go for then? Is anybody listing a CD?
Let's see. $12.63.
Yeah.
But yeah, the original vinyl, wow.
And then some dudes put this out. I don't know
That's
if y'all
militia territory.
I don't know if y'all heard anything about that.
Oh yeah, we've heard.
Oh, one of my favorite bands from the last 10 years, bar none, Stone Trip.
Oh, I owe you money for that.
Oh, and by the way,
no, you don't. They sent them to us for free.
By the way,
they canceled my order and refunded my money.
Oh,
the cover really does look spectacular. By the way,
and are you guys into this at all?
That's got Dean Castronova and
yeah, Dean Castronovo is on it, and also Joel Hoekstra plays guitar on this one, and Jeff Pilson plays bass.
Right.
And if you like any of their other stuff, you'll like this one. It's fantastic.
Hey, by the way, speaking of hair metal,
man.
And Fraser said something about new Winger. Man,
Winger.
I got into some Facebook vitriol with Angry Rob McNeese down in south of Houston about how he just hates Winger. And I said, don't hate it, man. And because he just has it in his mind that they're a bunch of frou hair metal guys. But I didn't have the heart to tell him that Winger basically is heavier than most of that new wave of British heavy metal crap that he espouses. But I digress. But I can attest that I was kind of the same way. And then you made me stand there 4 feet away from Reb Beach and watch him smolder my brains out with just quality guitar playing. And they were tight and they sounded good and they were super pro. And I thought, man, I'm a fan now. I really dig these guys. I would actually pay $40 to see them again.
They are so good live. And what did he say? Yeah, you'll never see this. I am going to see Skid Row in August at the House of Blues in Dallas.
But not at the
and I
same
can't
place.
Can't wait to see them with that new guy, man. That's going to be awesome.
But that was all at the same show.
I know. Yeah,
That's crazy.
that is crazy.
But hey, props to Chile. They own the world's 3/4 of the world's lithium, I think. They've got the corner on the market, so they're going to be rich, and I guess they can afford shows like that now. But anyway,
Telling you, we need to have a hair metal show.
I'm ready for
okay.
it. I did get this in the mail.
No, you did good.
We had this discussion a week or two ago. We were talking about, are you
Yeah.
missing any? And I was like, yeah, I don't have that one. And I think it's the original indie pressing. I don't know how many pressings there were of this, but was
There were
super
only
cheap.
there were only 1,000, and they're
I got
mostly
it really, really cheap, like
and they're mostly gone.
$10. And I mean, it literally looks like it's never been played.
Okay, do you have the one with the belt buckle on it?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was the
Yeah,
only
that
I was
one.
missing.
Yes, that one.
Yes, I have that one.
That one has a story.
Yeah,
Matter of fact-
this is my favorite Blood of the Sun.
That is a great record.
I like that one too, but I like the other cover better.
Does that got Rise from the Underground on it, Rob?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Tim Eaton's asking about Blood of the Sun. Tim, you got to buy it, man. If you like Deep Purple, Uriah Heep, Outlaws.
I'll find us a video. Hang on.
Yeah, play the video. Get us in trouble.
Well, I can't do that, but I'll put the link up.
Here's the
get that Rock Palast thing they played in Germany.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a good one.
That he'll go out and scrounge for every release they've ever put out.
I
sorry,
picked this one up too. This is
brother,
new, just came out.
Here's a link to
Is
my
that
favorite album.
It seems like I saw that at Walmart also.
Could be. Just came out. New album. They're on Cleopatra Records, so I wouldn't doubt it. Cleopatra Records is, I believe, amplified distribution. So I'm pretty sure that's who sells to Walmart.
Cleopatra.
So
that's weird because they're kind of like a techno goth.
No, I got all kinds of stuff on Cleopatra.
I'm telling you, they're aren't they based out of Chicago?
I don't know.
I mean, they have stuff like an industrial like stuff like Genitortures and
Cleopatra Records. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
So I posted.
It's based out of Los Angeles. Cleopatra's based out of Los Angeles. And their newest releases are The Guess Who, Tom Kiefer.
Must be a different Cleopatra.
And well, there's some other stuff in here. I have no idea what some of the stuff is. Gin Blossoms, SAMIAM, Samime.
Sam I Am.
Is that what it is? It's all one word, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Rose Tattoos. They did a lot. They re-released Scarred for Live.
Okay, well,
album,
that's not. Yeah, that's not the Cleopatra I'm familiar with.
But Sam and Dave, DRI.
That's a weird mix.
Great White, Bob Marley, Iggy and the Stooges. These are all their newest releases.
They must just buy up back stock or back catalogs.
No, they're putting out new stuff, so it's like reissues or live albums, like Culture Club live at Wembley World Tour 2016. That's double album set. Anyhow, so they're all over.
Rob, are you jumping on that one right now?
No.
Culture.
But anyhow, that's what this new Angel is on, is Cleopatra. So.
Cool.
Nothing wrong with Culture Club.
And then I picked up an album I didn't know existed. I had no clue that this was out.
Oh wow, that's their second album with different artwork, isn't it?
Nope, this is their third album. This is an album that came out in 2018. and was
wow.
just reissued. 2018 was CD only. It came out in vinyl just 2023, just recently. So you can get them cheap now, but they won't be long. Massacre Records. So, because they released an album, 2021, right? Or 2022.
Yeah,
That was
something recent.
fantastic, and I thought that was like their return. I didn't realize they had an album in 2018.
Yeah. Same vibe though as the earlier stuff.
Very much so. A matter of, it's very much, melodic speed metal with them high soaring vocals.
Right.
I mean, it's what you want to hear from them. It's really good.
Yep.
Post up a link of that 10 Kingdoms if you can, brother. I can't find it. I looked on YouTube real quick. I didn't go to Bandcamp or anything, but he posted this up. Do you know about 10 Kingdoms from Dallas area? I don't know about that.
I know about Frozen Soul.
Yeah, New Angels. I think the New Angels really
In
good.
fact, Carcass is
strange you there for a second.
Carcass Spana is going to go there to their show in Houston tonight, so she'll be hanging out with those cats.
Right on.
Dinner.
I think we are reaching the end of our mystery show today.
Hey, by the way, I want to publicly thank you for your show, your radio show on Fridays. It's actually really good. And anybody that's out there that isn't listening on Fridays should listen to his show and then just stick around and listen to the Crypt afterwards. And just FYI, my shout out to Kira at the beginning. They have a friend in town from Canada, and I got this wild hair that I would just do all like a tribute to Canadian metal. So Friday in the Crypt will be all Canadian metal all the time. So, and I pulled some deep tracks out of the, Soothsayer, Oblivion, Voivod, Slaughter. So
yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
Before the end of the show here, let's tell real quick what we do on that. So Brad Amos hit me up a couple of years ago. He's the dude that runs the internet radio show the internet radio channel, Deep Dallas Radio. And it's very easy to find. Just go to deepdallasradio.rocks and hit listen now. And what you're going to hear 90% of the time is local DFW stuff. Everything from, I don't know if they go, all the way singer-songwriter. It's all rock and metal and stuff like that. But you're going to get death metal, grindcore, kind of that, straight ahead heavy stuff. You're going to get stuff like Secret of Boris, which I freaking love. They're all over the genres, so you may get your head smashed in on this song, and then the next one might be a little more, mellow, but it's pretty cool, and you need to check that out. So Carcass has a show where he plays heavy, does the triple thrash threat. It starts at 6 every Friday Central Standard Time, and then he does grindcore and thrash and all kinds of crazy heavy stuff. And then I do more yes, brother, hang on, we love you.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do, very much. And then I want to touch on why I wasn't here last week for a minute. But yes, Greg, we love you. Good to see you. But at 5:00 I do one that's more your melodic rock, straight ahead traditional heavy metal stuff. You're gonna have I might play something off one of the later Slaughter or Great White albums, might play something off the new Skid Row, might play new metal stuff like new Stone Trip or new Chris Manning, or when Aska's record comes out.
So when you say new metal stuff, you mean NEW metal?
NEW metal, yes. But then we've played some guys that we've had on the show. Carcass and I both have. Like I played, like on Friday, I've got The Last Vinci I'm going to play. Last week I played Iron Jaw. So we're trying to cross promote all that stuff. So Fridays at 5 and 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, go over to deepdallasradio.rocks. Check my show out at 5. check out Carcass at 6. But the main thing that we would love for you to do is just share the link if you don't mind. I'll play metalcore if I like it. Yeah, I got no problem with metalcore.
I've got some stuff coming up. In fact, I stumbled across a Russian label called Reforesting Records, and all they do is put out cassettes. And dude, there's some serious metalcore going on over in that part of the world. And who knows? We have a connection to Unearth and bands like that, and we may actually try and get some of those dudes on there. We had Chris O'Toole, who just got back from that raging double duty tour with Turbid and Unearth, said it was fantastic, and it was fairly successful. They didn't have as many people as they wanted, but do promoters ever get enough people into the building? No, I don't think so. But he said that it was a great opportunity, and it was tough because 2 sound checks and 2 sets every day for pretty much a month. So anyway, maybe we can get a European tour report and then see where they're at. Because I know Unearth is about ready to take off here in the States too on a pretty good run.
Yeah, I saw the tour dates on that. I have got Black Wolf Knife Through Bone pulled up on YouTube. I will watch that, listen to that as soon as the show's over. So thanks to the couple people that mentioned something about why I was out last week, and thank you guys for doing the show without me. It was cool that Harmless Rebel came on. He's a great dude, and I think he's a fantastic addition to the show, and he's way smarter than me, so you guys got a break from my dumb ass. But no, my dad is 82. He had a stroke about 3 years ago. He lost his ability to swallow, and his face has been numb ever since then. He can talk. He's had a feeding tube since then, but he just finished his second round of them laying open the whole side of his face so that they could get cancer out of his jaw. So he's a tough old dude, and he came through the surgery with flying colors. He's at home. He's in good spirits. He's looking a lot better already from the surgery. The surgeons were phenomenal. And everybody at Baylor, Scott and White was outstanding. I couldn't have asked for a better experience. So I saw in the comments a couple of guys asking last week. So thank you for that. Everything is going well. Booyah.
So I'll answer the question real quick before we go. This is a bootleg 7-inch vinyl that I picked up not too long ago. It's just Arrogance in Uniform, which was a track that was recorded for Doomsday News, I think it was, that compilation record.
Oh yeah.
So it's a single with that, and then on the B side, it's got 1988 pre-production demo for Sudden Fallen.
Wow, that's cool. And that's a boot.
It's a bootleg. It's not. There's no way it's official. It's on some Z-Rocks records I've never heard of. The labels are very generic, and it's on a vinyl.
That's cool. I love that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I just thought it was cool. They had. It was on eBay. I bid on it. Nobody else bid, so I got it for what it was. They were selling it.
Looks like it's quality though.
It's very nicely done. It's on it's printed on uncoated stock as opposed to like a glossy stock. But it's really nicely done. I picked this up. They had a Judas Priest single that I also bid on, and one from them that was a bootleg, and they had an Overkill one that I lost. But I got 2 of the 3, so I can't complain. And I got them for what nobody else bid. I got them for what I got them for the minimum bid. So I wouldn't have bid anything more than what they wanted anyhow. So I was glad to get more than one though, because I always hate to buy one single and then you have to pay $5 shipping on it. Something like this. So I could get 2, at least a $5 shipping is split between the 2. But yeah, I was happy to get the Corner and the Priest. Better by You, Better Than Me, I believe was the main track on the A side. It's a live version of it, which is really cool.
Oh yeah.
Which is a cover of who?
Oh, hang on. Oh,
I should know this. Because isn't that the track they had to go to? That's the track they had to go to court for the backwards masking.
Yeah.
Better by You, better than. How do I not know that? Me. Let's see here. Who did write that? I can't find it. Anyhow, Spooky Tooth.
Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't have come up with that.
Spooky.
I
I
know
didn't
that
either.
Green
I looked it online, so
Green Banalishi is a Fleetwood Mac
Fleetwood
song.
Mac. Yeah, I actually have the single. I actually have the Fleetwood Mac single for that, which is really cool.
You know, I've never heard the Fleetwood Mac version of that.
Definitely different, but it's
Is
I like
it
them both. I like the Priest version better just because that's the one I heard first. But
kind of like the Metallica version of Whiskey in the Jar is better than Thin Lizzy's?
no, that's not a thing you can say.
I think I need to go.
The drum work alone on the original. The drum work alone on the original is better than the Metallica version.
Scott's like, I don't think that's a thing you can say.
No, that reminds me. It stopped me just short of I was going to tell Angry Rob that I enjoyed watching Winger more than I enjoyed watching Metallica the last time I saw them, but I didn't go there. I left it alone. I don't want to lose a friend over a stupid opinion.
Yeah. Metallica's good, man. Everybody's having their fun. They'll sell out a stadium tour.
Yep, they sure will.
Yeah, they're having fun. Leave them alone. It's Lars Band. Who cares? They're killing it out there.
Is it Lars Band? No, I'm just kidding.
It is.
I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, any parting shots before we head out? Y'all want to see my $1 garage sale find that my buddy?
Dude, that I'll give you $2 for that.
I'd double our
really,
money. No,
that's really
I'd
cool.
be flipping it. Nope, I'd be flipping it, and I don't want to piss off Frazier.
Okay, then you can just give it
go.
to me. Then it's a gift.
That's right.
Yeah, you don't want to be a flipper bastard.
I agree, Repo. The new Metallica is good. One last 30-second follow-up on that. I listened to that thing about 3 times all the way through, back to back to back, while I was doing a bunch of yard work this weekend. Solid. I like it. And the last song that goes on and on and on and on and on grew on me. I dig it. Lux Eterna is the best song on the album, in my opinion. I think it's a good album. I think it's very solid. Love you.
I think I'm in the middle. I think it's okay. I don't think it's great. I think it's okay. It's got some decent songs on it. It's one of those albums that I'll play a few times and it'll end up on my shelf and I'll forget about it.
I think it's all
and
good.
Quite frankly, I'd rather listen to Exodus Impact is Imminent on loop.
I like Impact is Imminent.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Crash under pressure.
Right.
All right, boys. Well, so a reminder, we did a little mystery show today, just talked about whatever was on our minds. Thank you for sticking with us. We love you guys for being here very, very much.
We're going to talk about what's on our mind.
Yeah,
you don't want to talk what's on my mind.
That rating, but I do think it's good. Yeah. And thanks, dude, Zulu UK. Come on, man. Thank you for tuning in. Awesome.
Yep.
But
Zulu, my buddy Zulu, Steve.
We'll try to hook up with
UK.
We'll try to hook back up with Todd Pack from Iron Jaw soon. And what we might have to do is we might have to just record something with him, and then we'll just play it on the show. Now that I know how to do that, so anyway.
Well, and maybe I know they were trying out a drummer this week,
brother.
And because I talked to Clay McCarty on Saturday, they had a rather eclectic disco party at their house, and for whatever reason, they said I looked like a Colombian drug lord that owned a strip club instead of a disco guy. So, sorry, I can't help the way I look. But yeah, Clay said they were trying out a drummer. So and if they get the guy that he mentioned, wow, that'll be a nice addition. And and Todd's a solid drummer himself, but I think they want to keep him on the front of the stage, not on the back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a badass. I'm excited to get him on. So if I have to, I can record an interview with him and we could play it on the show or whatever. But it's going to be cool to talk to him about the video that they did and new music and all that. So anyway, you can follow me on Instagram at Metal Robs Records, where I will wear your ass out with shit that I'm selling in my record store down in Plano, Texas. You can follow Scott Waters on YouTube. Just search Scott Waters. And you can follow the Carcass on Instagram at Carcass John Art. You can see us here live every Tuesday on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And please don't forget to go to deepdallasradio.rocks on Friday at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time to check out the Metal Rob Show. and at 6 o'clock to check out The Crypt with the great Carcass John. Any good comments before we get out?
Man,
Love
thanks.
you too, Overkill.
Duncan
Yes,
says
we all-
goodbye.
We all like the Overkill. We love it. It's
Mhm.
wonderful.
Oh yeah, Overkill's freaking awesome.
All right, you know how we do it. All right, Duncan, are you ready? Is that
Ready, Duncan?
Yeah, that's Duncan.
Are you ready,
All right.
Duncan?
I can't wait.
Until next time,
Pause
boys.
up.
Metal,
Metal
will
will
prevail.
prevail.
He's like,
A
me
dollar
away.
a
What are you
garage
doing?
sale.
"Oh,